All right. Welcome, everyone, to the inaugural episode of DEF, Birds on Tap. We thank you for joining us as we put our spin on all things Eagle. So, with that said, I'd like to introduce to our panel of bird brains. I have Steve, I have Al, aka Pick, Rob the Butcher, and I'm Zig. So, before we start, let's take care of some business. So, here's a word from our sponsor. Take it away, Butcher.
All right, Birds on Tap is presented by Aristeas Craft Brewing Company. Located in Langhorne, Pennsylvania, Aristeas is an open concept nano brewery with indoor and outdoor seating. They serve a wide variety of Truda style beers. They have 12 taps that are constantly rotating. And they also have handcrafted nitro cold brew coffees, a variety of wines, hard seltzers, and specialty cocktails. Aristeas also serves non-alcoholic beverages, and they got a whole ton of them there. They have non-alcoholic mocktails. They have craft seltzers. They have shrubs, which are according to the site, crisp and refreshing non-alcoholic drinks made with infused white balsamic vinegars from the Tubby olive. Sounds a little strange, but I'll promise you that the shrubs are refreshing and delicious. So get yourself over there and try that. And then my favorite is the Well Dam cold brew coffee. It's a house-made cold brew Tanzania peaberry coffee served neat or over ice when you're in the tap room. You can also purchase 4-packs to go. You can get it with a shot of caramel and any flavors. You can get it with half and half. I really love the Well Dam cold brew. And shout out to Howie and the gang over at Aristeas for jumping on and sponsoring Birds on Tap, because this is a new venture. This is our very first episode, and rock the fuck on, right?
Yeah, thank you, Harry.
Also, I just want to pump out there real quick. We have, as you can see, Steve and Sig are wearing the merch. We have, I'm going to pull it up right now, at the drunkphilsfans.com collections, and this should say Drunk Eagles fans, not Drunk Flyers fans. But if you go to Drunk Flyers, you can find your way to the Drunk Eagles fans. That is a production error on my part. So I just have to go in and tinker. But yeah, support us. Support what we do. It helps put us in this position so that we can bring this content to you. So head on over to drunkphilsfans.com and pick up some Drunk Eagles fans gear, some DEF gear.
All right, do we want to jump right into this?
Absolutely. Sure. Let's go.
All right. Anyone want to jump on the all-season recap? We lost some guys. We signed some guys. Coaching turnover. Anyone have a listing?
Yeah, I have with guys that we lost. With losing Reed Blankenship and Nakobe Dean and Jalen Phillips, one less Jalen on the team, and Jihad Dotson. No more Dotson. So
we have Dotson.
So I think we'll survive.
Yeah, we'll be fine with that. I think losing Reed is going to be difficult for the secondary. Someone else can go into the cornerbacks that we got, but I think we're going to need a little bit of help with secondary with losing Reed. I think same thing with edge. Phillips was really good, and I'm okay with him going. We're not going to spend that kind of money that Carolina did. I think Phillips is a phenomenal player, but that's an awful lot of money, and the Eagles do not have that kind of money to do that for that type of player. So I'm not upset with it. Happy the dude got his bag rather. But I feel the losses are probably a little bit stronger than what was brought in, my personal opinion. So I'd like to hear what you guys have to say on that. I was with who we lost, if you will.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all, Steve. Blankenship's going to probably that's the guy that you really got to replace the most. I would love to have him see them get an edge, but Howie's going to throw a friggin' 7 around midseason and bring back the second coming of Reggie White. So, it's not if we'll get to the draft, but if there's a couple guys there to draft, we'll jump on them too. So I'm not worried about the edge as much. And I like Nakobe Dean, but you got to cut your losses at some point. You don't have the money to throw to everybody and keep everybody, and it is what it is. Additions. Anybody want to grab additions? Anybody remember who the additions were? Anyone care who the additions are? So
that's why I took who we got rid of.
All right. So this is who I have of notable, and one little caveat to start with me. I'm terrible at pronouncing names. Oh, Steve blew up. I'm terrible at pronouncing names, so if I say it wrong, that's too fucking bad. All right, so we got Damian Pearson, running back. And here's one: Arnold Abicadi, close enough. Linebacker, Jonathan Jones, corner, and they picked up a couple, wide receivers, Elijah Moore and Hollywood Brown. None of them excite me in any way, shape, or form, but they're probably good depth players. I don't know. Al, what do you think?
No, I think I like the kid they picked up from Green Bay. I think he's going to be really good. He is a quality player. I love Reek Woolen. I think he's going to step up and play. The quarterback from Seattle that we got.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of the guys that we signed are 1-year deals.
Yep.
So they're going to play. I mean, they're going to ball. They're going to want to play. They want to extend their contracts. This is their payday. So they're going to come out and play.
Yeah, and this seems to be Howie's specialty too. Howie loves the 1-year deal just to see who he can pluck from the pile. Case in point, Zach Bond a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody saw that coming, and the guy's a fucking.
Yeah. Same with Reed when you had him off like the practice squad and stuff. Like how he's able to find these guys and get the most out of them on these 1-year deals. The only thing that I was talking with our buddy Chris about Woolen. The only thing is that I dislike is he leads in penalties. He's a big penalty getter and a lot of what do you call it? Defensive, not defensive pass interference. He's run
holdings.
No, unsportsmanlike conduct, or as I like to call it, 15 yards for being a dick. Like that. Like he has. I recycled that from hockey, but he's an upgrade because, like, I mean, we really wanted to get Darius Slay back. Like Slay wanted to come back, and it wasn't going to happen. I think this is a good signing, but he's definitely going to be the third. I think you're going to have Coop it too, and chances are, if you have 3 of them out there, he's going to get tested because nobody goes after Guantanamo Bay, and rightfully so. Like that's why the dude doesn't have any interceptions, is because nobody throws over there because he's blanketed on so many of the wide receivers that the quarterbacks are like, screw it, I'm not even throwing it there.
I mean, I think it's going to be a step up with him. He's a tall, lanky guy, which I like at corner.
Yeah.
So I'd be, and I'm not. The Kobe Dean's gone. I'm happy with Chandler Martin. We signed him to a 2-year deal from Baltimore. So they're linebackers.
When did they sign him? When did they bring him in?
Chandler Martin.
Yeah, because I didn't see it. Oh, there he is. Yeah. Okay, they just signed him on the 31st of March.
We did lose both our safeties, so we're definitely going to be, when we talk about the draft, that's going to be a priority at some point at the draft.
That's what I think too. I think there are some obvious positions in need when we get into the draft, especially early. And we all know what Howie likes. We won't get into that just yet. A couple of the things that I like, I really do like the signings. I like the trade for Wicks. I like the signing of Hollywood Brown. Yeah. Elijah Moore is kind of like a depth guy. Like I know on the Jets he was getting some play, but that's the Jets, and I don't expect him to do a whole lot because the Eagles. Jalen likes to spread the ball around, and he also likes to use his tight ends, which means that the third and fourth receivers on this team, they might not be anything more than special teamers or guys that step in during injuries. So while I like Brown, I think Brown can go get the ball. He can burn a little bit, and with him and Smitty running down the seams, I think will be nice. But Moore, I don't expect a whole lot from. And I also like Woolen. I think he's a hard hitter. He comes from that tough Seattle defense, that system. He does have a little bit of a reputation, so he'll probably draw a bunch of penalties. But fuck, dude. Sidney Brown was a problem from the time they drafted him until the time. I can't believe they traded him, to be perfectly honest. I can't believe the Falcons actually gave us something back for him. As far as I saw, my eye test was Sidney Brown stunk because he was always getting a late hit or a fucking dumb penalty at a terrible, terrible time. I'm glad Dotson's going. I felt like he didn't do anything. I felt like he was a decoy that didn't really work. And then Phillips, again, I agree with everybody else. Like the money for Phillips was just outrageous. 120 mil for that.
Nah.
It just didn't make sense to me.
I'm with you.
So I think this was a very Howie-like offseason, extending Jordan Davis, re-signing Goddard and Calcaterra, and an overlooked, possibly underappreciated move is they re-signed Braden Mann to a 4-year deal.
That is underrated. He was a damn MVP last year. He was the one consistent on this damn team, and it's on special teams. And sadly, it's not the kicker. He was so good.
There were games where he by himself was basically defining the position battle, the field position battle.
Agreed.
What about the coaching turnover? I think the Eagles have their fifth different offensive coordinator since 2019. Another new offense. We lost Stoutland. So what do you guys think about that? Al?
I like it. He's not an inside guy, so he's not one of Nick's boys. So he's bringing in a whole brand new crew.
Yeah.
Mannion brought all his guys in. He comes from the McVay tree. They're going to do a lot of nice things. Everything that we expected to happen last year, you're going to see it this year. You're going to see a ton of motion in his offense. That's what they do. You're going to see 2 tight ends, 3 tight ends. They're going to do a lot of motion. They're going to run the same play out of different formations. They're going to make you think they're running the ball when they're going to throw the ball. They're going to do a lot of good things. I'm excited to see this offense.
Lane Johnson seems to be excited with it.
Yeah,
it sounds like it's going to be very fast paced, and then he's running downfield. He's getting a block and he's running downfield. So I don't know.
You got these guys like Hollywood Brown and Elijah Moore.
Wicks.
Wicks, other guy. Wicks. And the ball's going to be coming out fast.
Yep.
Slants. One thing they do like to throw in this offense is over the middle. So I hope Jalen steps up with that. So they like to throw over the middle with the tight ends.
There's the question.
That's what I was going to say. Exactly. Is this offense is predicated on getting the ball out into space, and Jalen is notorious for holding on to the ball that extra second too long, and that's why he has to scramble a lot. That's why he has to take off a lot. I think as long as he gets the right coaching and he understands the offense, which I think Jalen's a smart guy. The fact that he's had to learn a new offense just about every year, at least different wrinkles. It sucks for him, but he's a pro. He's a pro. So as long as he embraces the 2-3 step drop, like the 1-2 bang, get it out. And I think it'll also help Barkley too. Because when the line is hitting their block and then running downfield, if you remember, I mean, that was Kelsey's specialty. That was there were guys on this offensive line going back years who that's what they did. They ran down the field and made fucking blocks. And we have guys who can do that now.
Is he going to throw to Barkley? I mean,
I would like him to.
You look back at the McVay offense. Cam Akers caught passes.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where, with having the new offensive line coach, Chris Cutler, I am excited for that, in the fact that, like what Sig said, Lane is about him. So you have that. You have with Sean Mannion, from what we know, I understand he wasn't calling plays and everything like that in Green Bay. But with this offense, it's going to be a little bit like how Green Bay's is, where they like to spread the ball around, which is why having all of these wide receivers come in, having this depth in wide receiver. I love the Wicks trade, because Wicks understands. Wicks knows them. Wicks worked with them last year, and probably before. He was only in Green Bay for the 2 years. I mean, this guy's super young. Here's hoping with this new offense that they are throwing over the middle. You have these extra wide receivers, and these guys are getting open. It could be one of those things with, will Jalen throw over the middle to them? One of the reasons why the team's been successful over the past few years is, if there is something questionable, Jalen won't throw it. He won't go to that read. Even if that read could be like a 40-yard play or somebody's wide open, if sometimes he doesn't see it. So I think this offense is going to be successful. I really do believe that. I believe that in the fact that Howie and Jeffrey Lurie wouldn't bring this person in, as young as he is, with as little experience, if they didn't think he knew what he was doing. This Sean Mannion must have something up his sleeve that the NFL doesn't know about, and that's what you need. You need to adapt. That's why Paluto last year, there was no adapting. You have to change plays every single year. Everybody has film on you. That's why it's a little bit harder sometimes with rookies. And then in the next year, he's going to do this, and then boom, it because you have footage of it. So I think the new coaching, I'm very excited for. I agree with Al in the fact, I want somebody from the outside. That's what I wanted. I wanted somebody from the outside, so they can put their own hands on it, like what Kellen Moore was able to do. He was here a year. You win the Super Bowl, he gets a head coaching job. Same thing with Steichen, where you go to the Super Bowl, and Gagnon and all that. Like, I believe this coaching staff is going to be very good this year, offensively. It's got to be better. Last year, they only had 311 yards a game, which is like their lowest in like 25 years. Like, I think Donovan's sophomore year. So, like, that's a long time. Like, that's how bad, like, that was. So, the offense should be better this year. And if it isn't, then we could be having conversations about some changes.
I like the addition of the new tight ends coach, who will be the run game coordinator.
Yep.
Ryan Mahaffey. So he came from Green Bay, where he was a wide receivers coach, an assistant offensive line coach. So he knows what he's doing. This guy, I think he's going to be a really great addition. So you're going to get solid run game out of him. He coached offensive line. He coached receivers. He knows what he's doing. He knows the passing game. He knows the run game. I think that's a great addition. It's going to help the offense. Yeah.
All right, let's go. Let's beat a dead horse, guys. 24/7 at Philly Talk Radio was AJ Brown fucking Brown. You think, we might have a hockey team doing well right now. But no, AJ Brown. So AJ Brown to the Pats. Evidently, it's not a secret. Who knows? So my question is, for who, for what? To steal a line from an old friend. What do the Pats have that we want? Is it a draft and trade scenario? Like, are we telling them who to pick with their first round pick this year? I hope we get more than that. I mean, what are we hearing?
I like that. What you said. I was thinking that if they got what draft are they? Like next to the last?
Yeah.
They're 31.
31.
31.
So either way, it's not going to happen until after June 1st, right?
Yes, right.
But
they save a lot of money.
But if they could swing that deal where they draft our guy at that position and then we trade after June 1st, that would be awesome.
Is that enough?
No. I would say something like maybe a second round next year, maybe something later this year, maybe another third round this year, and a second round next year. That would be good.
That's more what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that they don't. It's if they make a trade before June 1st, which I honestly don't think that they'll make a trade on draft day, just because of the complications with that June 1st designation.
No, but they could pick a guy that the Eagles want, and then.
But there's so much can happen between now and June 1st.
You're right.
It's such a risk that I don't know that Howie would do that. I think what Howie wants is he wants future picks. And if the Patriots are expected, and let's be honest, if they get AJ, they may be right back with at least conference championship, at least one of the top 4 seeds in the AFC. So you're talking about one of the last 8 picks in the first round. I think what the Eagles are going to look for is they're going to look for a first. And then they're going to look for seconds and thirds that they can use, or fourths even, that they can use to package to move up in next year's draft. You know what I mean? Because next year is supposed to be a better draft than this year. I think that's what they're looking at. I don't think that they're going to try to finagle something where they get picks this year. I just think it's too risky. But I would love it. I got to tell you, in my heart of hearts, I would fucking love it if AJ Brown was on the Eagles next year week 1. I would fucking love that. Not just because I like him as a player and all that, but because it means that all these fucking jackasses on the radio and fucking ESPN and Schefter and fucking,
and now us.
Lucini and Vrabel apologies that aren't apologies and confessions that aren't confessions to his family. I would love for him to stay and for that to not happen.
Guess what? I would be surprised. I would not be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised either. Hell,
that's what I mean.
Just because you want to be traded doesn't mean that you're going to be traded. I think if this does go down, I think you would be for 2027. It would be a first and a third. That's what he's been wanting this whole time. I think that's what he would get in 2027. I think they're stockpiling picks, and I think they're stockpiling picks because
go there?
I'm going there. I'm going there because I think that they're going to try to have as much capital as possible to maybe move up and get a quarterback. With this being the last year of guaranteed money with Jalen Hurts, yes, he's still under contract, but he's going to want more money. And this is why the offense is so big this year, is because you need to see what this is. We're talking like $50 million a year. That's what Jalen's playing for. If he does not succeed in this offense, they want to keep Mannion. Mannion is probably going to be replacing Sirianni as the head coach, maybe sooner than later. They like Mannion. They're not going to let him out the door. So if it's not working with this, find a quarterback who can actually throw, and you can do that via trade and or drafting, moving up and drafting. I agree with Rob. We've lived through the James Trash, the Todd Pinkstons, all these horrible wide receivers that we've had in our lives. and now we have a top 5 one, and he wants to leave town. I am holding on to those coattails. I love Smitty. Smitty's good. He's homegrown, and
He
again,
might be better.
I think he could be, but again, his rookie year, Smitty's rookie year, he said after it that he wasn't ready to be a number one. And okay, you're a rookie, and then you bring in AJ Brown and you go to the Super Bowl. Okay, great, but I think that he is. I still think he's a 1B, and if you have AJ there, I get that AJ is a decoy, or people they're not throwing to him because he's double covered, and then Smitty's getting the receptions and such. But I don't know. You are better with AJ Brown on this roster and dealing with all of his bullshit, even though it's a pain in the ass, than you are without having him. I understand we have all these guys and they're all on 1-year deals and stuff like that, but I mean, I'm fine with Hollywood Brown, but I'm fine with him as a 3. I'm not fine with him as a 1 or a 2.
Well, I think this offense is not going to be predicated like it was last year to
That's a good point. Yeah.
With AJ Brown and Smith, it's going to be completely different.
Yeah, they want to move it around more. Yeah,
that formula kind of is getting old. So, I mean, why does he want to leave? That feud between him and our quarterback, that's smoke and mirrors. It's about money. It's all about money. He wants to go somewhere else where they can pay him more. This is going to be his last big contract. That's it. I mean, for the past 2 years, he came out hurt. He didn't play very well in the beginning of the year. He was hurt, and he started playing okay. Was it great? I don't think it was great. He played okay. Now he knows he's at the end of his career. He wants to get paid. He wants to go somewhere else where they could pay him more guaranteed money, restructure his contract. It's not going to be the same contract if he goes somewhere else. He could have want more years, more guaranteed money, and more money per year. He wants to get paid like the guys who just got the big guys now.
Yeah,
he knows that he's at the end of his career, and this is his last payday.
Speaking of that, did you guys see? I saw this today that the Cowboys have announced they've made official statement that they're not going to sign Pickens, or at least they're not going to sign him to big money. I mean, if he wanted a 1-year deal, they might do that. I don't know who their franchise player is. I don't know who they tagged, but
they tagged him. They tagged him. It's for 27 guaranteed.
So he's going to be there. Okay,
he's going to be there. He's their franchise tag person. I think it was like 27.3 million or something like that. So that's guaranteed because they already said they're not going to re-sign. They're not going to sign him. So there's no point of even signing him to a 1-year deal because it would be, it wouldn't be as much as that. So he's signing that tag.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if AJ was looking in 30 plus. Like if he was he's trying to get paid elite money. And you're right. And right now the Patriots, they don't have anybody making that kind of money in the wide receiver room. So he would be that guy. Again, I just try not to give any credence or even thought to this because I fucking hate the Patriots. And if AJ Brown goes there, that means that I have to fucking despise him. And a lot of people are saying, "Oh, I don't like fuck AJ Brown. He wants to leave. Let him leave," and all that. Yeah, I mean, if he wants to leave, he's a grown man. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. I just love him as an Eagle.
Yeah,
because of history, because of what we fucking tolerated and what we lived with for so many years. I mean, shit. We won a Super Bowl with Alshon. We won a Super Bowl with Torrey Smith. So for us to later have AJ and Devontae, it was so awesome because we finally had that. Mm-hmm. And for him to fucking turn around and end up being a fucking Patriot, that's just that. I hate that more than I hate the fact that he wants to leave.
Well, hopefully get some quality picks out of it.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of picks, and we beat that horse even more. So let's get into the draft. We have about 15, 20 minutes left. So All right, so Eagles have 8 picks, 4 in the top 100. Just a quick little stat here. 14 out of 15 of Howie's picks in the first 3 rounds since 2019 are starters. The only one that wasn't, we got rid of it, was Sidney Brown. And he's made 26 trades during the draft over the last 5 years. During the draft over the last 5 years, which also included A.J. Brown.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So we all know what the Eagles' needs are. An edge, offensive lineman, wide receiver, tight end, and safety, probably. So I guess what are we going to do? We want to do it round by round? How do you want to do this?
Well, what do you guys think they're going to do with that 23rd pick?
Go ahead, Al.
I think they're going O-line.
Yeah.
I love Caden Proctor from Alabama, offensive tackle. He is a beast. He can come in and play right away. But I think he'll come in and possibly, start at guard and, work under Lance and go right into that spot once he retires. Caden Proctor is an absolute beast. 6'7", 350 pounds.
And he played at the right school. He played at Alabama, which we were screaming for all those years. SEC. So
I mean, one thing, I can see something happening where someone gets traded and we get more picks.
Well, I think the Eagles end up trading up in the first round to get their guy. That is such a Howie move.
Do we see a Tanner McKee trade?
Not unless they draft somebody. Well, then again, they signed Andy Dalton, right? We didn't even mention that.
Yeah,
I think they're going to trade McKee. Don't be surprised if first.
So what do they get?
I wouldn't be surprised if they trade McKee. I don't see that moving them up a whole lot. I think they're going to draft another quarterback, but I don't see them. I don't know. I don't think McKee's going to get them enough. I do like the idea. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they move up. They do it. I can see them moving up into 15, 16, 17, depending on who's there. I like that lineman from Penn State, Vega Ione. And I probably butchered that name. But, he's a guy I could see them moving up for. There's so many offensive linemen out there. And if you look at all the mock drafts, for the most part, it's an offensive tackle that they're taking. And there's like 5 or 6 of them that seem to always pop up.
Yeah.
So but I could see them. Howie makes trades. So I could see him moving up to get somebody. I don't think they're picking at 23 personally.
I think if they were to pick at 23, I could see something where I too agree. This is Lane's replacement. You're getting Lane's replacement this year. This is exactly what you did with Kelsey. Well, I mean, he stuck around for a couple years, but when you got Juergens and the same thing with Landon Dickerson and stuff and then you just play them in a different position on the line that year or have them as the 6th man, if you will. And then the following year, you're a starter. I'm fine with that. Again, I know it's different not having Stoutland, and the guy might even get some first team reps this year with being drafted in the first round. Another thing that I was thinking is if they don't move the pick, I know that we need an edge, but I
trenches.
See
it's trenches, absolutely, but
I could see them maybe taking Jalen Carter and putting him at edge if there is a tackle that they want. Because at 23, you might be going best person available. That's what I'm thinking.
What are you thinking, Steve? Who do you like in the first round?
Oh, I'm very stupid with college football. I don't watch college football. I know NFL.
I just don't think. I don't think that they're going to move. I don't think that they would move Carter to the outside. I don't think he has what he doesn't have the outside skill set. He is a straight fucking D tackle. Him and Jordan Davis in the middle, they're fucking monsters. Like it's you have to keep them right next to each other. But I do think that edge is a possibility if they keep the third. The 23rd. I don't know that they would jump up to pick up an edge. I think they would jump up to get their offensive lineman.
Yep.
But to jump up and get an edge, like they might. There's a guy Keldrick Falk out of Auburn. Yep. He's like considered like the 25th overall in the draft. And then there's the other guy,
T.J. Parker, Akeem Mesidor. Who else am I? There's a bunch of guys.
There's a bunch of edge guys that are going to go like top 15, and
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, there's.
So,
I wouldn't be surprised if they went edge too.
Again, go ahead.
There's a kid I love, and I think he's going to get to the second round. He's from Penn State. He was one of Philadelphia's top 30 visit guys. Donnie Dennis Sutton.
Yep.
He is
big dude.
He's an athletic. He is very athletic, and he gets to the quarterback. He had a massive amount of sacks his past 2 years, and over 50 quarterback. He is a beast. He rushes the quarterback. He had over 50 pressures on the quarterbacks. This kid is a player, and he's from Penn State. If we can get him in the second round at 54, I think he could be there. So
I'm not a Penn State.
That's someone they're looking at.
A lot of really good edge rushers.
Yeah, I saw they mentioned his name on the Birds Huddle. I can't remember who it was. It was Barrett Brooks or Rubenstein or one of them. They were talking about him possibly being available in the second round, and the Eagles jumping on him or moving up a little bit to get him. There are also rumors out there, and there's always rumors. And again, it's Howie, so 26 trades during the draft, that they might actually trade for the edge during the draft. So, and there were rumors with them linked to the guy on the Vikings, Jonathan Greenard.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, Howie could easily trade for that edge, trade for the safety, whatever, and not necessarily on day one. So, once these teams make their picks, and they wind up picking a safety or something, well, then their veteran guy isn't needed. You can get them, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a big fan of doing what you're saying, Sig. Like that's what it was with AJ Brown. You trade a first round pick to get a proven talent. I love doing trades with picks for proven players. I love that because tomorrow night is a crapshoot. There are going to be more busts than there are good players. That's just facts. That's just how it is. So I'm a big fan of trading picks for established players, especially if Howie's the one doing the checkbook because he knows what he's doing with that. But with the Tanner McKee thing that Al was saying, I could see them trading him, getting like a third. If you get a third round pick for Tanner McKee, you do that, and then you could package like our 2 third-round picks and move up into the second round and maybe get the dude from Penn State that Al was talking about. Or I think the second round, I think they're going to go tight end. After this year, you don't have any tight ends on the roster. You've done this 1-year deal with Goddard back-to-back years. And I just think that is a position as well that they need to take care of. I feel defensively like how he always was with linebackers before Zach Vaughn, like same thing with like the secondary. I feel like he can find a safety somewhere, whether it be like late round or just someone on the street. I feel like Howie would be better with finding like a safety or something. I think a tight end is a position that the team definitely needs to draft this year.
I mean, I think we're going to draft a tight end. I don't think it's going to be early. This offense is, it's a multiple tight end offense.
Yep.
We brought in 2 tight ends.
Yeah, the dude from Jaguars.
Yeah, and the kid from the Jets. So I think looking in late 4th round with our 137th pick, I like the kid from Stanford. I think he's going to slide. Sam Rush, tight end from Stanford. He's a player. He's a big kid. He's a player. And if we can get him there, That would be a quality pick. So
yeah, I have them taken. So just like if we just go through the rounds, I have that first round pick. I think is trenches, whether it's early, whether they stay where they're at or they trade up. And I hate when they do this, but Howie will also trade back.
Yeah.
If he thinks that, like, okay, there are 4 guys here or 3 guys here, he'll move back 2 spots. And then I think in the second round, they go pass catcher. So I'm not saying I think that's where they might target a wide receiver or a tight end. Especially if this AJ trade is imminent, I think they might draft somebody. And in the second round, they might be able to pluck somebody, somebody who can contribute pretty quickly. And then the third round, and Al, you and I had talked the other day about just kind of going through the first 2 days, day 1 and day 2. So what's that? The first, the second, and the third. I think the third, in the third round, I think we're looking at O-line depth, regardless of what they do in the first round. I think that they maybe snatch somebody else up there because they love, like, I don't think a draft goes by without them taking at least 2 D tackles or 2 offensive linemen.
Yeah.
So, and then with that other pick, I think it's just offense. Like, I don't know where on the offense, but bringing in Mannion, I think they think their defense is set.
So there's a kid that they brought in for a visit from Texas A&M. He's an offensive guard, Chase Bensotis. I'm not pronouncing this guy's name. Bensotis.
Yeah, I think you're right.
From Texas.
We believe you.
He's from Texas A&M, offensive guard, dominant run blocker. Who they love. They really liked him when they brought him in. So with the possibility of possibly moving him to tackle as well. So that's surprising because he played offensive guard at Texas A&M.
The strongest college football player I have ever coached. He can squat 705 pounds. He's a right tackle, and then he eventually moved to left guard for his final 2 seasons.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a player, this kid Chase. And he visited, so he was a top 30 visit. So obviously they're targeting him.
Right, if they could get him with that second round pick too.
He could slide to the third. We have the 68th pick. He's a guard.
Okay.
So unless we can move up for him. If we can move up, that'd be great. But like I said, I love that edge guy, Donnie Dennis Sutton.
And you said he's from Philly. Where's he at in Philly? Where is he from?
He's Penn State. I'm not sure where he's from. I think he might be from maybe Maryland, but I'm not sure.
And he's the edge guy, right? Yeah. So I mean, what else do you see them doing here? Because Sig laid out the needs: the edge, O-line, safety, tight end, wide receiver.
Safety. I like the kid from South Carolina.
Yeah.
Kilgore? Yes, I like him a lot. He can play safety. He's versatile. He
played nickel. He played safety.
Yep, nickel safety. I like him a lot.
Oh wow,
yep. He's a player.
He's a big kid too.
Here's I read an interview with Howie. I think it was a day or so ago, whatever. But he was talking about his drafting plan. He's like, so the Eagles aren't drafting with 2026 in mind.
They aren't. Nope.
They're going to go offense heavy early. They have been defense heavy the last few years, and they're drafting with the next 7 to 10 seasons in mind. They have the most expensive offense, and it's aging. Their defense will start to get more expensive in the next few years as these younger defensive players started getting into their second contracts. So they need to get younger and cheaper talent on the offensive side more so than the D right now. And I just think it's going to be a very heavy offense-oriented draft for the Eagles overall. Any of these guys that we're mentioning, yeah, okay, sure. If you hit on it, I'll buy you a beer. So, I mean, I I think wide receiver 2, and then it becomes the best player available at the area of need.
Yeah.
You're looking at your also Howie. We were talking about this earlier, and many of you guys who do fantasy football, you use your tier system. Well, Howie uses a tier system also, so he does horizontally then vertically when he drafts on his draft list. So we'll see best player available at that pick, and that's who he's going to go for. But we're going to see a lot of offensive players, I think, this year around.
Yeah. With the second contracts with the defensive players, what did you guys think of the Jordan Davis contract, of extending him, and when doing that, being able to lower cap money?
So Jordan Davis signed a 3-year, $78 million extension. I mean, it's a good deal. I mean, it's good for everybody.
I like
that it wasn't like 5 years or more. I think 3, having a average annual value of 26. It's short, and it's one of those things where, you're getting a decent dollar. You get to stay in town. You get to stay next to your buddy Jalen Carter. But what Sig said, that Carter contract, it's not going to be $26 million. I'll tell you that much.
He's the guy you pay whatever. He's the guy you just pay. I based on like Jordan Davis's year last year was phenomenal. He came back in sick shape, and he was a fucking leader. Like this guy was a voice, and nobody expected it because he was so soft spoken up until that. This past year, he became one of the leaders in that locker room, and it not just on defense, like everybody.
Well, his big thing when he came out of college, he was a plug. He was a run stopper. He did not have that. He wasn't a 3-down guy. That was his problem. He was out of shape. He was fat.
Yeah,
he was just fat.
I've been there.
He was spacey.
Within the past 2 years, he put the work in and he got paid.
Cheers, buddy.
And Al, I think that's a big part of it. I think he realized that in order to get that next contract, that's what he needed to do.
Yeah, he stepped up. He put in the work. He totally transformed his body.
Yeah,
he stepped up, and guess what? Now he's reaping the benefits, and he's got paid, and he's helping us much more. He's in the game. He's not off the field, and he's playing.
Well, see, that's the other thing is he was a lot. You're exactly right. He was a liability on third down that he couldn't even play, and now he's a guy that you don't want off the field.
You're right.
And that's phenomenal. That's kudos to him.
So where do you think we're going to target a wide receiver?
I think it's second round, if not third. I don't know why. I just have this vibe that we're going to get 2 second-round picks. I don't know how he's going to do. It could be with Tanner McKee or someone. Not AJ. That won't be till after June 1st. But I don't know why. I just have this feeling that we're going to have 2 second-round picks somehow. And he nails those second-round picks. I mean, he's been getting the first round over the last few years, but notoriously, his second-round picks have been phenomenal. So I see a wide receiver in the second round, because it goes back to what Rob was saying earlier with the wide receivers. You have Smith is the only one who's under contract for 2027, and that's what we were saying. The same thing with the tight ends. There's no tight ends under contract for 2027, so you got to get somebody to throw the ball to, and that person's got to be decent. Get a decent person high who's going to be cheap for 3 to 4 years, and you go from there. I think wide receiver in the second round.
I mean, there's 2 wide receivers. Kid from Ole Miss, Deshaun
Stribling.
Deshaun Stribling. He's a second round guy. He's a second day guy. And Chris Bell from Louisville, who I like.
Yeah, he dropped because of an ACL tear. He's probably a clear first round pick, but He had the ACL tear.
I hope he slides to the third round. That'd be awesome. It's possible he slides to the third round and we can pick him up late. But
I would love to get fucking Denzel Boston, but that's just me.
But yeah, that would have to be.
That would be a first round pick.
They would have to do some move. They would have to do some moving around.
Yep.
And they might get him. I mean, I don't think he'll be there at 23, but they would have to move around. Actually, that's exactly where ESPN has him.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some drafts where he's in the second half of the first round. He's in the later 10 of the first round. I still don't think they're going to draft unless they move up a couple times. I mean, and get a second, first. I don't know if they could do that or not, but yeah, I don't see them doing it. I still see them going offensive lineman, but that kid looks good, man. He's a beast.
Also,
and he's a special teamer. He's a punt returner.
Well, that's
your
what I was
money's
gonna
worth.
say. They're absolutely, whether it's I have the 4th or the 6th round where they draft somebody who's like that flex guy who can also return kicks, because I think they're always looking for somebody who can do that. Is Britton Covey going to be back next year? Like, I don't even know what his.
He's under contract. Yeah, he's on the team.
And I just, every time he gets the ball, I expect him.
You hold your breath.
You clench your butt.
But just turn into a cloud of red mist, pink mist when he gets hit, because he's so little. But yeah, I would love to see them pick up somebody with like a speedster.
They also brought in, Caleb Douglas from Texas Tech and Omar Cooper. So they're the 4 guys they're targeting. So
Yeah, they got their eyes on.
They got their eyes on this.
I would like to see Cooper, and he played with fucking Mendoza, which was like they ran a pro style offense. He was productive there. He had a good quarterback throwing him the ball. So I think Cooper would be a good pickup.
I think
Real quick, absolutely not Eagle related, but what do you guys think of Mendoza?
As quarterback, I don't think he's going to be any good. I mean, he's going to Vegas. Vegas doesn't have anything. They're going to be there. I don't think it's a bad quarterback draft. I don't know a lot about college football, and even my dumbass knows that. So like, I don't think he's gonna really amount to anything. Maybe just a quality starter, but
I mean, he's
I don't think
consensus
anything
number 1
phenomenal.
overall, so that's why I asked.
I like him.
So yeah, as do I.
I feel bad for him because he could go to the Raiders.
That's what I said.
But I like him a lot. He's a good
I
player.
fucking feel bad for him. Fuck him.
Oh.
He's getting drafted number 1, man. He's going to get paid. Where does he count where he goes?
Yeah. That's
Fine.
good. That's
If he's good enough, he'll get paid even more and be somewhere better.
Yeah.
I've said that is the American dream. Be an awesome college quarterback, get drafted number 1, and be a bust. Be a Jamarcus Russell. Get that money and be terrible.
Carry a clipboard the rest of your life.
Yup. Oh, that is the American dream. Be a first round bust and have that money, and you don't have to work a day the rest of your life. I have it planned out. My only problem is I'm 20 some years late, so I can't do that now.
I think he also.
They'll draft a quarterback in the 5th round, so be ready.
Is that where you're looking at?
I was going 4th.
If they draft a quarterback, then yeah, I think it's going to be late. 5th round sounds very Howie.
8th round kicker, 6th round kicker, whatever we're at. 6th round kicker.
They should.
I want a kicker. I want another kicker.
Yeah,
they extended. They picked up his.
Six,
you had it out.
Yeah, that was the punter.
You had it out after this past year with Jake Elliott. And I love Jake. I love what you've done in the past, but the last 2 years, you are not an accurate kicker. And we could have won some more games. And I'm thank you for my 2 Super Bowls and 3 trips to the Super Bowl. I love you, but you need at least competition. And they're not even going to bring in any competition.
I agree. He lost his leg.
It's gone. Everyone's
thing.
taking 55-yard field goals like they're nothing now, and we're struggling with 45 to 48-yard field goals, and like 50-yarders are even out of the question. Then you got like Aubrey and Dallas kicking 70-yarders. These guys are kicking 62-yard field goals like it's nothing now. And we celebrated that one that he did against the Giants. But again, that was 8-9 years ago. It wasn't as common. Now 62-yarders happen most weeks. It just is what it is. And you have to hit them. And he's not hitting them. I agree, Sig. I would love to draft somebody in the 6th round or bring somebody else in. But they picked up the rest of his deal, which is another 2 to 3 years. And I'm like, you didn't even bring in any competition.
Is it
That's
guaranteed?
what bothers me the most. Yes.
This kid, going back, well, I mean, kickers they're in a whole different league. Like kickers are in a whole different league. Drafting wise, out of college, they do their own camps for kickers. They'll probably pull some kicker from Australia, New Zealand, who just kicks kangaroos over there. So. He'll get a rugby guy who can kick the ball 800 yards, and we'll be fine.
The number one, according to ESPN, the number one ranked kicker in the draft is a guy from Florida named Trey Smack. So if the Eagles can pick him up, I'd be all for that. Let's get
alligators
called Trey Smack, who hit 10 of 13 from 50 plus.
But quarterback, if we could get a quarterback in the 5th round, which I see, this kid Garrett Nussmeier from LSU, he could throw the ball. He has a cannon for an arm.
He's a Nussmeier. I think he had a
Nussmeier. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he had a brother.
He has a cannon.
Sounds familiar.
Wasn't he in Animal House?
Flounder.
No.
That was
Was that the dean?
God damn it!
No, it was the ROTC guy, right?
Was it Nussmeier?
Nussmeier.
Oh, punch pin.
Oh,
We're showing our age. All right, gentlemen, we are up against it. It's 57 minutes. We got the Flyers starting in 3. So, any parting shots before we wrap this shit up? I think we did a job well done by all of us for the first time.
My parting thoughts are in Howie I trust. Howie going to do Howie things.
Nice. Like
it. Hey, go Birds.
Go ahead,
go Birds.
Let's go Flyers.
Flyers.
Thanks again.
Can we have
Flyers.
A toast?
Yep. Thank you,
toast.
A
toast. Support the boys tonight.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
let's go Flyers.
This is a new one.
Fuck the Cowboys. Fuck the Mets.
Yeah, this is a new one for me. This is Summer Splash from Aristeas. This is
Rob, you're supposed to
American
get me
wheat
some of that.
they
I got
plenty.
All right, go drink it in front of the Flyers game. Let's go.
Go
All
Birds.
right,
Let's go.
Peace
Great
out.
podcast.
We crank up some tunes and we'll wrap it up. Oh, my bad. Hold on, I got it.
It's good enough.
Was that for Steve?
One more. All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Love yous. Talk to you later. Great show, guys. Niedermeyer, pledge pin.
Niedermeyer.
Kicker to kicker. Mendoza was a shotgun QB. Late rounds quarterback. All right. Peace the fuck out, guys.
Go Birds.